So today I posted a question: can you change a man? Or more specifically, I think what I said was, what can you do to change a man? So that implies there is a way to do that, right?
Hello, I'm Dr. Debi, and I've been helping men, women, and couples grow together for more than 25 years. Now it's your turn to learn what I learned and taught as a couples counselor and university professor. You are the wise woman, and this is your personal development podcast packed with instant encouragement and practical tips. And men can learn about women too, because this is a safe place where women are valued and men are respected. We talk about biology, socialization, behavior, emotions, communication, and connection, because men and women are different. Always have been, always will be, and that's a very good thing.
We can shape a man's behavior by our responses to it. Where typically we try to change somebody by telling them what to do, that will always come across as an attack, a blame, or a criticism, and it never works. It will always backfire. So I do talk about how to respond well to a man when he's doing something that you do like, and that will make him want to do it even more. What I did in our last women's retreat, which was all about wisdom, beauty, influence, and it was a wonderful time with some really lovely ladies in Costa Mesa. But we really focused on who we are as someone that a man would want to please. And, the number one thing that gets a man drawn to you is your own confidence. So your confidence will really draw him like a moth to a flame. Or if we look at the little video clip that I did, it was actually a moth to a bug zapper. So sometimes I think guys feel that way. They get drawn to us, and then we don't like something that they do when we zap them. So we don't want to do that. That's not going to help them change. It's going to make them either get stubborn and stay the same, or it's actually going to make them run away. The other thing that we talked about in the women's retreat was that besides confidence that we carry with us in who we are, just as women, part of that is going to naturally inspire him and influence him and invite him into a richer experience of life. So, in short, the best way to change a man is for you to become the best woman that you can possibly be with the help of God. And that is really a lot of fun. It's easy to get distracted from it, though. I totally understand that, because we see something going on and we turn our attention towards that. We try to fix the problem, when what we really want to do is not pay so much attention to the problem and focus more on where we want to go, what we want to have happen. And that is incredibly, incredibly attractive to a man. Now, as you're growing and being healthier, it's going to do one of two things for him. He's either going to be inspired to move forward and become better himself. I think about that line in the movie, As Good as It Gets. You may have heard it before, where the guy says to the gal, "You make me want to be a better man." And that's really what we're talking about here. But then there are other guys who don't want to be a better man. They want to keep on being bad. And if that's their choice, then they're going to keep on being bad. You've got the option then. You have to decide, are you going to stay in that relationship, or are you going to separate yourself from it? I never recommend divorce. I do sometimes recommend separation, because there are things such as abuse, addiction, adultery, and abandonment that require some boundaries, that sometimes include a separation from the person, especially if you really love them. You're not going to enable their behavior or continue to be a doormat or be over controlling. Those are like two opposites for us. Women can easily turn into a doormat, or we can easily become manipulative and controlling and angry. So, finding that healthy balance, knowing confidently who you are, that is incredibly powerful. I don't think we realize just how powerful it is to be female. We bugged Satan himself so bad that he's tried to take us out of commission since the beginning of time. And yet we persist because God made us capable of not only producing life, but of nurturing lives that already exist. So, what does that look like? How is that done? Well, that's the process of becoming a wise woman. I can share all kinds of truth with you, I can share all kinds of facts with you. But what you do with that knowledge, it's really up to you. You can think that I don't know what I'm talking about and walk away, and that's totally fine. Or you can think that I'm being incredibly unfair and not looking at how hard you have it, and that's your choice too. I just prefer myself not to let myself become a victim of my circumstances, because I've been there before and it is not a pretty place to be. So I refuse to be a victim. So many people nowadays are taking on that victim mentality. Men do it too. But we really want to learn how to step into the fullness of who God created us to be, that we really can have a profound impact on men. We have impacts on one another all the time. We're social beings. It's the way that folks respond to us that help us adapt our behavior. That happens all the time. Why do we think it would be any different with a man? The problem is that often we try to fix, manage, and control him. And that's not the way to do it. Instead, what we want to do is become more and more confident in who we are as women, walking in the fullness of our faith, the full understanding of who we are, and that will have a profound impact on any man.
Thank you for listening to this episode of A Wise Woman's Guide to Men and Marriage. What did you think? Did the information raise more questions? Do you want to learn more? Head over to A Wise Woman's Guide for show notes and links to the resources mentioned in this episode at awisewomansguide.com.